This week, HighLevel has a couple big updates regarding custom reporting as well as custom objects and the ability to use these in workflows. Guys, this is huge. You are not going to want to miss this week's weekly breakdown coming up right now. All right, guys, first up, did you know that you have the ability to create custom reports and schedule them to go out on a regular basis from inside of your guys' HighLevel account? This is something that one of our clients brought up to me last week. We were working on something related to this custom reporting feature, and then they rolled out a new update this week. I haven't really been messing around a whole lot with this. If we do any reporting, typically we stick to the dashboard, but the reporting functionality has really come a long way. So I wanted to do a quick plug and highlight of that. The update that they are announcing this week is that they support themes now. So you can change the colors of the different bars and lines and stuff on the chart. Not a huge deal, but I wanted to take it as an opportunity to show you guys this custom reporting feature that I think is really cool. So if you guys have something that's already built out on your dashboard that you like, then you guys can use that as a starting point. Otherwise, they're going to be adding a template library soon, or you're going to have the ability to clone existing reports soon, which will be nice as well. That's what our client was looking for. When you come in here, if you have a dashboard, it's going to split the dashboard into pages that fit. It's going to split them into like making sure that they fit on a page that is like a 8.5 by 11 type page, right? Like a standard printer paper page. Okay, so they're going to split it up, make sure that it fits on these. Obviously, it doesn't look that great out of the box. We can come in here, we can add any of the widgets that we can add to custom dashboards. So if you didn't know that this was a thing, you can come in here. You have widgets based on contacts, based on appointments, emails, calls, like all of this stuff. I mean, you can see data related to your website if you're bringing your website onto here. So definitely something that we are going to be doing a lot more with in the coming months. Again, the theme or the themes here are what this update was pertaining to. So, when you come in here, it's hard to tell with the view that I have right now, but if I come in here and let's say I take a contact and I want to break down contacts by source, and I want to look at this in a bar chart, let me save that. Boom, right? And so now that's what I'm looking at. Now if let me go into here, is that it? Save. Oh, won't let me. Boom. Okay. Now I can go to themes and I can change the themes, right? I can change the colors of these. So that, and then I can make them custom as well. So that's really the update here. Not a huge deal, but just this custom reporting function in general, I think is making huge strides and definitely something that's worth taking a look at. All right, speaking of features that are taking huge strides and might be worth taking a look at, the Conversation AI feature now has the ability to turn, you now have the ability with the custom AI feature, wow, I can't talk. With the Conversation AI feature, you now have the ability to turn off the bot on individual contact level. So we do not use Conversation AI right now. We are using a tool called CloseBot. CloseBot is definitely makes it easier for us to achieve what we're looking for, which is helping loan officers convert mortgage leads into appointments. We do this with any HighLevel feature. With any HighLevel feature, when it first rolls out, it is not the best in class. When it came to the bot, we wanted to make sure that we were with best in class. I do expect at some point that HighLevel's functionality will overtake it, as it does with most features, or at least make it worth 99% of people using Conversation AI. The thing with bots, though, is that bots are growing in complexity. Complexity in the technology, simplicity in how you set it up. Bots are growing in the ability for the average person to create one exponentially right now. And so the reason this is significant is because if it feels like it's too complicated for you right now, if you wait a couple months, it's going to be significantly less complicated. This is how we've seen bots develop in the mortgage industry, or really in general, chatbots develop since ChatGPT came out. Really, is when that process started. So every 3 to 6 months, we're seeing it get significantly easier to set up one of these bots, and we're seeing the bots get significantly better at engaging. So if it seems like it's too complicated right now, do not fret. You will have access to this at some point. You do have access to it now, but it will be a lot easier for you to interact with at some point. An example of that, right? We now have the ability with this Conversation AI tool that is built inside of your guys' HighLevel account. If you didn't know that, quick plug for that. You can come in here, you can add websites, you can train your bot on websites, you can create a general Q&A bot, right? So this is, you have your different prompts here. So you can do support and general question and answer, or you can do appointment booking. You can trial your bot in here. All of this is inside the settings in your HighLevel account. So if you haven't even done that, then I definitely recommend that. Even if you have no intent of actually setting up a bot right now, I recommend everybody who has a HighLevel account go in here, mess around with these settings, get somewhat familiar with what this interface is like, because at some point it will be there, it will be ready for you to use. And if you haven't even dabbled, if you haven't even started to dip your toes in, then you're going to be behind the 8 ball for sure. So check this out. This is the bot. And if you're using the bot, you now have the ability within your message composer, you have that little like star thing in the lower right hand corner that shows that AI is on. Well, if you click on that, you now have the ability to snooze the bot. So you can turn it inactive and you can just decide to reactivate the bot, or you can just turn it off all the way, move the bot to inactive, and now that bot will no longer engage with that contact. So definitely something to look at if you're using the bot. And if you're not using the bot, then I would recommend coming in here, just play around. Again, just add a couple sites, mess around with the bot, trial, see where it's at, get a temperature gauge on where it's at, because at some point it's going to be ready for you. And when it is, your mind's going to be blown with what the potential is of this level of automation. All right, next up, we've got a quick update regarding media storage. Specifically, this is a plug that I made back when we, back at the big feature dump after the HighLevel Summit a couple months ago. During that feature dump, they rolled out a Google Drive integration that makes it so that when you go to your media storage, you also can access all of the files within your Google Drive. So they did some enhancements like security updates with this, no big deal. But I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to plug the feature itself. It's been in here if you haven't seen it. Now, the Google Drive is specific to the user, not to the account. So just because you can see the stuff in the Google Drive does not mean that the other users in your account can. This is going to be based on the user that is logged in. And so when you come in here, the benefit that you get from this is being able to go to your Google Drive and then come in here and just decide to take any of these items, take any of these items and import them directly to your media library without having to download and then re-upload. So definitely, if you guys are doing anything with the websites or email marketing, templates, etc., check this feature out. If you have media, if you have files in your Google Drive, you now can come into here and you can import them directly into your media storage from within your HighLevel account. All right, next up, we now have the ability to finally do something. Not finally, it's only been out a couple months, but we now have the ability to do something with custom objects inside of HighLevel. So if you're not familiar, custom objects allow you to create modules aside from opportunities and contacts and businesses. These are like your standard modules. Now, a custom module, an example of a custom module would be like this broker who has created a module for lenders to be able to track all the different lenders that they do business with. That would be an example of one. Now, before the last couple days, you had no ability to work with these inside of workflows whatsoever. They literally were just like a unit of organization that you can kind of play with, more of a preview than anything. But now we have the ability to create workflows. Now, this is a very limited feature still. You can tell it still says beta. It's not integrated with the full workflow builder. It's like its own smaller workflow builder with very limited triggers and actions in here. So I definitely don't think that this is ready for the prime time yet. But at the same time, a huge step in the right direction. If you come in here and you click on one of those custom object workflows, then you can select your custom object. Now, mind you, all of this assumes that you've created a custom object. If you have not yet, then ignore what I'm saying because this is not going to make sense to you. But once you create a custom object, you now can select that custom object as a source of a workflow, and you can come in here and you can either trigger off of that custom object being created or updated. But also, and this one's interesting, this is where you're going to get a little bit of that advanced functionality that we're looking for, is the inbound webhook feature. So this means that you could, in theory, trigger an outbound webhook from one of your contact workflows or contact/opportunity workflows and send it over to your custom object workflow. You could do this. The benefit of this would be to come in here and have access to these actions that allow you to update a lender or the associated record, or create a lender or associated record. So definitely a lot to be desired still here. but a step in the right direction. You now have the ability to do some very basic workflow actions with your custom objects. So check that out. Let me know if you guys have any experience with that. I would love to see what you guys are doing with the custom objects. But otherwise, check that out. Let me know what you think. All right, lastly, the ad manager got just some updated pricing. So if you had access to the ad manager before and you had it for free, you now have the ability to activate it and pay for it. Now at the agency level, I believe this costs $10 per sub account, and $97 a month gets you unlimited sub accounts. So I believe we'll probably just end up doing that. I don't know that the ad manager is worth you paying $29 a month for, but for me to pay $97 a month so that all of my clients can have access to using the ad manager inside their account, I definitely think that's worth it. I think though, this is still in addition to like commission that they charge as well. Special note, I'm not sure. It doesn't say anything for sure in here. So yeah, I would have to double check, because I know that they, like before, it was kind of a hybrid thing. It was like you could either charge like an upcharge on the ad spend, or you could charge a monthly fee. So I don't know if they combine that or what. We'll look deeper into that and let you know. Obviously, before we start offering it to our clients, we'll know whether or not you guys are going to incur more charges. So stay tuned for that. Ad Manager's gone through some pricing. Still a cool tool. But maybe worth taking a second look at the Meta Ads Manager and your experience with that before paying $29 a month to use the built-in Ad Manager. All right, guys, that is it for this week's weekly breakdown. A couple of really cool, exciting updates around custom reporting and custom objects. Guys, this is going to unlock the world for the mortgage industry. So we're really excited about these things. Definitely, if you haven't checked out last week's weekly breakdown, we had another couple of cool updates there. Otherwise, stay tuned for next week's. But until then, thank you for watching. We'll see you at the top.